At the Wildlife Centre, they're preparing to release 2 serval cats into the wild. But one makes an early bid for freedom.
I don't see him in there.
Damn it!
A new baby orphan fights for its life.
He's very weak. He's slow.
He's not responding at the moment.
And there's a second chance for a giant eagle owl.
Wow!
It's all in a day's work for Malawi's only wildlife rescue team. At Lilongwe Wildlife Centre, it's a special day for 2 long-term residents.
Savannah and Bolt are 3 and 3.5 years old, and they are both illegal wildlife trade victims, and we managed to rescue them.
Savannah and Bolt are 2 male servals, medium-sized wildcats native to Africa. In Malawi, they're illegally killed for their coats.
On this fine morning, we are going to be catching both servals using a dart gun and putting radio collars on them and then transporting them to a national park.
This is the only place in Malawi that rehabilitates and releases wild animals.
These servals could be very difficult to dart because they are usually elusive. One might come up to the fence and check things out and see what's going on, but the other one is probably going to be hiding and it might be a difficult dart.
It's raining. Everything changes when it rains. Animals behave differently, so then we change our plan too. And yeah, you just roll with it. Makes it slightly more complicated to find them and spot them, and that is Savannah. Yeah, Savannah is lying down. I think Bolt went into the hut. I lost vision of him, so we can go for Savannah first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll go for Savannah first. And you think 15 kg?
Yeah, 15 kg.
Amanda needs to know Savannah's weight so that she doesn't give him too much anesthetic.
I can tell that Savannah knows that something is up because his behavior is different.
Is that Savannah? Bolt is in there. No, I don't know where he is.
He's there. What? He's in the tree. Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Do
This,
you want me to try to dart him
no,
from in the tree?
no. So, interesting. I knew he was a tree climber. However, I didn't know he would climb up a tree when we would do this. So, we're not gonna dart him once he's in a tree because
Not as first choice.
preferably not.
As like last friggin' resort, yo.
If Bolt falls from the tree, he could injure himself.
I bet he's not gonna come out of that tree.
Let's see what we can do with Savannah.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping to do is to leave Alma inside. And I just kind of sneak along the edge and then just see if I can get a shot. Otherwise, we'll be making a different plan.
Obviously, I need to pay attention to this so that I don't get the dart in my butt. And hopefully she can get close enough.
Amanda spots Savannah, who's lying conveniently close to the fence.
Yeah, got it.
So dart is in, good.
It's been 9 minutes. He seems to be pretty sleepy.
The pressure's on to move quickly. Amanda never wants to have an animal under anaesthetic longer than necessary.
What we're going to do is we're going to monitor his vitals, put on a collar, and take some blood samples. We'll also give him a rabies jab and then check and see if he has any external parasites, and if he does, we'll treat him for that.
Savannah's new radio collar will enable the team to keep tabs on him once he's released.
It's going really, really well. I mean, he's in really good shape. He's just over 15 kgs, which is fantastic body weight. Beautiful fur, no ticks. We're putting fluids in. He's a beautiful animal, and he's going to the wild, so that makes me happy. That's all I want. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
One serval down, one to go. But Bolt will have to wait. Amanda's priority now is to safely transport Savannah to the release site, 4 hours away. Malawi is one of the smallest countries in Africa, and the Wildlife Centre is based in the capital, Lilongwe. Savannah's new home, 150 miles to the south, is Lilongwe National Park.
Lilongwe is a great park because there's a lot of animals here. There's very good security. It has a big floodplain. It's got some swampy, marshy areas. It's got mixed woodland. So it's a variety of animals.
The mixture of habitats and abundance of prey make it perfect for servals, and even bigger cats.
We're at their carnivore boma. And this boma was originally constructed for cheetah, but it's been used for all of their carnivore reintroductions, including lions.
A boma is an enclosure used to protect livestock from wild animals. But this one will protect Savannah as he gets used to his new surroundings.
Savannah has been with us at the Wildlife Center for a number of years, and he was with us since he's been a kitten, so he's never actually been a wild serval.
Release manager Mandy Harwood is helping Savannah settle in.
Naturally, in the wild, servals find places to grow under, so they need somewhere to kind of nestle into during the daytime. So we've built this hide here. It's exactly the same as the ones he's used to at the center. So we're hoping it just provides a little bit of a home for him, something he recognizes in this new area for him.
Mandy's also setting some camera traps in the enclosure.
Sensor's working. So we're putting in these so we can get some information on if he's feeding, how his body condition is. So hopefully we just get a little bit more info about his nocturnal activities.
Your hide looks really good.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Let's get him in.
Cool.
It's time to see how Savannah responds to his temporary new home.
Letting Savannah out of the box was a little slow, and he needed a bit of encouragement.
When other animals have done this, I had taken a small blade of grass and given a gentle nudge, but he was not expecting it. And came out backwards and head over heels.
Savannah immediately starts scent marking his new territory with a spray of urine.
For me, releasing animals is the ultimate goal. It's the ultimate dream of mine. I did a lot of work in captivity when I was kind of gaining my stripes. So to be on the other end and to be a part of the release team is the coolest thing I've ever been a part of.
Savannah has been in captivity at the centre since he was a kitten. He'll now be in this pre-release enclosure for several weeks to get used to the sounds and smells of his new environment before being set free. The wet season is when new life flourishes and most animals give birth. That means it's also the season when the Wildlife Centre receives most of its orphaned animals. Overnight, another baby has arrived. A little male vervet monkey, and he's not in good shape.
He's not responding at the moment. I want to see if he bites the teat and then he swallows something. So I'm moving the bottle just gently up and down to stimulate him a bit, but he's not really responding.
As head of animal care, Alma is responsible for every orphan that arrives. They all have individual needs, and she must quickly assess and decide how to treat them. This tiny monkey named Brady is only a couple of weeks old.
Every feed is extremely important because I need to know exactly how much he drinks so I can calculate the amount of calories.
At this age, Brady should still be clinging to mum and have constant access to food.
Can't leave him unattended. We are going to be sitting in with him the whole time, feeding him. That is super intense. It's intensive care.
It's a balancing act between getting enough food in and letting Brady rest.
It's like every half hour we're feeding him a tiny bit. But as you can see, he's very weak, he's slow, he lost a lot of energy.
Good.
If Brady is to survive, Alma's dedicated team will need to give him round-the-clock care.
Start at 5:45 in the morning with the other orphans, and then finishing at midnight tonight, and then doing it all again tomorrow.
It's tiring because this is not my only animal that I'm taking care of. But that's what we do. This is the season as well where these things can happen, so we just need to push through.
The next 24 hours will be critical for little Brady.
This morning when I saw him, I thought it was 50-50 because he was not keeping anything inside. So it could go either way, depending on how much he wanted to fight. Now, because he's at least keeping fluids in, some banana, so chances for him to survive are going up. Yeah, but still, you just never know. Yeah.
Alma's done everything she can. But she still has other animals needing her attention. Orphan season's in full swing with new babies arriving daily. So even at night, it's all hands on deck. With the orphan care team monitoring Brady, Alma and Amanda turn their attention back to trying to catch Bolt, the elusive serval. They're eager to get him to Lilongwe to join Savannah as soon as possible.
So since Savannah has been taken out, Bolt has been relatively quiet, but still quite wary.
The serval enclosure is large, so Alma has lured him into a smaller section of it, where he'll be easier to locate and dart.
Just a matter of luck, so fingers crossed.
Okay. All right, so as soon as we've darted, we'll let you guys know, and then just bring him back up on the stretcher again, and we'll put the collar on here in the clinic. Anybody have any questions? All right, let's go.
They've already captured one serval, so this time should be easier. But something's wrong.
So this morning I locked up Bolt in this pen, and he was absolutely fine. And then I left, and now he's not in here anymore. I have no idea how he managed to get out.
Bolt appears to have lived up to his name.
I lost him. I'm gonna look. Wait, what? He's not in the pen anymore. So I'm gonna try to find him.
gonna be one of those days where nothing goes right.
Even if Bolt has escaped the smaller pen, he could still be hiding in the larger enclosure. But his excellent camouflage and habit of climbing trees makes him very hard to spot.
I'm a bit worried that he actually escaped, because I know he normally goes into his tree, but there is a slight chance that he actually escaped. Okay.
Working with animals often brings the unexpected, but escapes are rare, as the enclosures have electric fences.
Here comes on.
I can't find him. He's definitely not up his tree.
Okay.
So there's a serious chance he's just not in there.
Well, I think he's in there. He's in there for sure.
I'm just, nope, putting it out there.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't see that.
Okay.
Amanda's convinced the cat hasn't escaped. But if Bolt is on the loose, he could be in danger. Hyenas live in the surrounding forest, and several busy roads cut through the area.
I don't see him in there. I would never have expected him to come out of that enclosure.
No, me neither. But he did. We'll do a proper scan. Yeah, and check the trees because he might be somewhere else.
They scan the trees, but Bolt's nowhere to be seen.
I think the one thing that we can do right now is, since we don't think he's in here, let's get everybody in here and do a sweep of the enclosure and look and see if we flush him or something.
Yeah.
So I'll go grab those
great.
guys.
Sounds like a plan. Yep. Thanks, guys.
I did not expect this whatsoever. But this is exactly what I told someone when I was making the surfer release plan. You never know what's going to happen until you see an animal in an enclosure and you monitor them, because you can never see it from an animal's perspective.
After witnessing what happened to Savannah, it seems Bolt had no intention of suffering the same fate.
It's just like...
They spent years preparing Bolt for a life in the safety of a national park.
Damn it!
So this setback is devastating.
If I look at the enclosure, I don't think we could have done it in another way, but still, there's always this voice in the back of your head saying, oh, maybe he should have stayed here, maybe this, that, but, you know, I would have loved to have a collar on him and be able to track him in Lilongwe and see what he would be doing. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like it's not possible anymore.
There's still a chance that Bolt has stayed close by, so Alma sets up a camera trap and puts some food down to entice him.
Servals are really orientated with their smell. If we make a trail with his food, he will definitely pick that up and he will come if he's around.
It's not just the servals the team wants to get back into the wild. While they hope and wait for Bolt to reappear, it's time for Giant, the eagle owl, to be set free.
Giant was found in a pond of water, just soaking there. So someone had to call Alma to ask for help.
Across Africa, owls are associated with witchcraft and believed to be bad omens, so they're commonly persecuted and often killed. Kondwani is in training to care for the animals at the centre, and Giant has been one of his patients.
When he came here, he was in very bad condition. He was like very weak. We thought we could not survive. But after some 2 months of intensive care, he started to improve. Now I think he's doing very well.
After 8 months at the centre, Giant can now fly well enough to hunt for himself. So it's time for him to go.
This is actually great because that's our main goal, to rehabilitate injured animals and or captive animals and release them back into the wild. So every time we release an animal, it brings some sort of satisfaction that we're doing what we're meant to be doing.
Having helped rehabilitate Giant, Kondwani now has to help capture him.
So I'm going to try to grab his wings. I will make sure his wings are intact, and you will help me with his claws, and then we'll just put him in the box.
Okay.
And then...
Cool.
Yeah? Great.
Eagle owls have extremely sharp talons which they use to catch and hold prey, such as mongoose and rats. So the team has to be careful.
So Giant is a bit nervous. He's vigilant, and he flew already a couple of times up and down.
Yeah, there he goes. Watch him.
Oh, you could feel the breeze of his flapping wings.
So he's breathing already quite heavily.
With a 5-foot wingspan, giant eagle owls are one of the largest owls in the world, which makes Giant a difficult catch.
Yeah?
Yep.
Great. Okay. Fantastic. Hey. Yeah, he's... Yep. Yep. Perfect. Well done.
Teamwork is vital when working with animals, and everyone has to pull their weight.
You guys okay?
Want some help?
Yeah. Doesn't matter if you're team leader or not. You need to get your hands dirty and be a team player. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good workout.
With the owl safely stowed, Amanda and Mandy hit the road for Lilongwe National Park once again. They had hoped Bolt would also be making the journey, but for now, it's only Giant.
I'm really happy that Giant is going. Giant has been with us for a long time, and I didn't really have high hopes when he came in. So I'm glad that he's just going out there and going back to the wild.
It can get hot and humid for animals inside the transportation boxes, so Amanda likes to get moving as early as possible.
Providing the animals taxi service to national parks for their release is quite stressful. But when you get there, you've released them into the enclosure, you've released them into the wild, you're like, yes, okay, and whew.
They select a release site next to the floodplain, which should have plenty of prey for Giant to eat.
Really nice location, nice and open, lots of trees around. So he should have good visuals and good places to fly. It's perfect for him.
The park already has a healthy population of giant eagle owls, so he'll be in good company.
It's been really nice to see Giant from just so sick and in an incubator, couldn't even eat on his own, and then to see him healthy and flying around, and it's going to be a nice end of our chapter together and the beginning of his whole new wildlife.
But after so long in his enclosure, Amanda's not sure how far Giant will be able to fly.
He's just chilling. It's like he's patiently waiting to go. Yep, he's still sitting there. Okay. Hi, buddy.
Can I just keep going?
Yep. Oh, now he's looking at you. He's looking at you. Oh, wow! Oh my God, can you see this? That's amazing. So we were wondering whether or not he would be able to fly a nice distance, and I think that we have proven that he can.
Thank you. That was much farther than I thought.
And that was perfect. That's exactly what we hoped for. And he had a nice flight where he changed altitude and flew straight over to a tree. And it wasn't the closest tree, but it was probably the nicest tree. So, good job, buddy.
It's only recently that Amanda has been able to release animals like Giant into Lilongwe National Park. It's undergone massive change in the past 5 years. It was once a lawless area, riddled with snares and poachers. Its wildlife was decimated. But since the conservation organisation African Parks took control in 2015, they've secured the park and have successfully introduced cheetahs and reintroduced lions. While Mandy and Amanda are at Lilongwe, they decide to check up on Savannah, the serval.
So Savannah's been in here about a week. So yeah, we're just gonna check on him a little bit, make sure he's still in here and still eating, still in good body condition, no injuries.
Chowed on one of the chickens last night and the other one not, so he is eating.
Mandy tracks Savannah down using the VHF transmitter on his collar.
Yeah, signal's coming kind of from the center area here.
As always, he's hard to spot.
Looks really good. He's alive and well. He looks alert. Unhappy to see us again. Yeah, he looks good.
Savannah's settling in well, but still has a few more weeks before his big release day.
If he comes out and he is staying fat and happy and getting food and it looks like he's keeping body condition, we know that how we've managed that feeding and introduction to wild foods and things like that at the center, that's been successful. With servals, there are not a lot of studies that say, you must do this and this and this. So we're learning as we go. And so by putting a collar on them, we're helping to evaluate our successes and where we need to improve, and also helping to inform other people.
For escape artist Bolt, the future's not looking so bright. It's been several days since he disappeared, and there have been worrying reports from a local farmer that a leopard's been prowling the area.
Our serval cat has been mistaken for leopards in the past before. So I want to rush out there to meet those farmers and to explain that this is not a leopard and it's most likely our serval.
Leopards attack several people every year in Africa, so if they're seen close to habitation, they're often killed. The Wildlife Centre is situated in the heart of the bustling capital city, Lilongwe. And Alma's caught wind of a suspected leopard sighting in town.
Hello, how are you? I'm good. So I wanted to let you know that that leopard is not a leopard because it's the serval cat that we have lost. A serval cat like this big? Yes, that's a serval cat. That's not a leopard. We don't have leopards in town. Now we're trying to get this animal back. We're trying to catch it. Okay. Do you have maybe any kind of contact details so I can contact you if you see it again? Also, what I would like to know if you have informed other people about this. Did you talk to other people about this animal?
Yeah. My friend is there.
Oh, okay. Could you maybe... Okay, could you maybe explain that it's not a leopard, so people should not be scared of it, because this animal doesn't do anything towards people. It will just walk away. So I don't want people to panic or get scared. Thank you so much. All right, bye.
It looks like Bolt may still be in the area. So they check their camera traps for evidence.
Oh, yeah! He is in the picture.
He's still around.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So I've got 2 pictures of Bolt.
So he's looking at it.
And this guy. So he's looking at it, he's around the enclosure, so he's still around.
Oh, I'm super excited about this.
Yeah.
Great, I can make a plan.
Yeah.
Cats have a strong homing instinct, and Alma's hunch that Bolt would hang around has proven correct.
For me, knowing that he's still around is just great because I really want him to go to Lilongwe. I don't want him to stay here. This is not the best place for him. Obviously, we try our level best, and we have a plan now because he's just still around. So it's super cool. I'm really excited. And now it's up to us to manage this and try to catch him. Yeah.
Okay.
After several days of round-the-clock care, Brady, the baby vervet, is finally on the mend.
Sorry, darling, I'm gonna wake you up.
Dr. Sophie Widdowson, a visiting British vet, is checking on Brady's progress.
Like with human babies, it still can go either way very quickly. He's sort of at the really, really critical stage because he at least is taking fluids on board now, and he's not vomiting.
I'm happy with his progress so far. He's a lot better. And that's what I hope to see.
He was obviously very unwell when he came in. He was sort of an intensive care situation. We've got past that, and as you can see, he's quite a little fighter now.
At the end of the health check, the team gets a surprise.
She's a girl. And that makes me even more excited because we need more females. Yeah.
Now Brady no longer needs constant human care, Alma is eager to introduce her to a vervet monkey foster mum. And she's getting one of the best.
This is Target. She's awesome, yeah.
The centre relies on monkey foster mums helping with the orphans, and Target has already fostered 15 babies.
Close it. Target has been doing this for a long time, so she knows what to do.
Kondwani starts the process of trying to get Brady and Target to bond.
If you have enough positive interaction between the two, we will consider putting Brady together with Target.
But Brady has other ideas.
Today is gonna be a slow day because Brady is not interested. She wants to pray.
Later that day, Alma stops by to check on Brady's progress.
Kundwani, in terms of what you've been seeing today, has there been any change?
No, there's not much change.
Is she still nervous when Target approached the fence, or she's just not interested, or she's just not focusing?
Sometimes she just looks at her.
Yeah.
Sometimes she freaks out and tries to hide.
Alma wants to get things moving, so decides to put Brady in with Target.
For me, there's no reason to wait because we can pull her out easily, but we need to make progress. So Target is a really persuasive foster mother, and I hope we're going to see that today.
Alma never knows quite how these introductions are going to go.
I'm just going to gently wrap Brady up, and I'll just put her on the other side. So Target is looking at Brady. She wants to grab her, you see, but it's a bit complicated. So what babies tend to do when they freak out, they do climb up. But obviously, if she's gonna climb up, then that's not gonna work.
It's a frustrating start, but they have to keep trying. With new orphans coming in, they need Target's help to look after Brady.
So what Target is doing now with her hand, she's making herself available for the monkey. This is her typical move, as she puts her hand towards her back.
Target's trying to make herself less intimidating and more approachable. But Brady doesn't understand yet.
She's just waiting. She's just being patient, sitting, waiting. She's just trying to do the subtle approach because she understands that Brady needs a little bit more time. Brady is still a bit nervous, and Target sees that. It's tough on the baby. In general, today was really good, but I do see that this requires a little bit more work. Brady's just not used to what Target is trying to do, and Target is doing amazingly well. I'm glad to see that she still wants to be a foster mom. So I know it's going to work out, but maybe a couple more days.
It's been over a week since Bolt made his escape. But it appears the temptation of a free meal is hard to resist.
Just checked it. He's been back again.
When was this? Do you know?
The 11th, which is today.
Today, this morning?
4 a.m. Yeah. Morning at 4 a.m.
Cool.
Bolt is still coming back to feed, so they devise a plan to trap him.
So what I will have to do if we decide to put up a catching cage throughout the night, we have to check every 2 to 3 hours, which is risky as well because you might scare the animal off if he comes, but we can't leave an animal overnight in a catching cage.
Close that now. Close it right
Close the door.
Close it now.
Close it now.
But as they're filming,
He's inside.
one of the crew spots Bolt back in the enclosure.
He's inside?
Yeah, he's over here.
Where?
Over here in the corner.
I believe you guys. I don't see him.
He's over in the corner. Come here.
After 11 nights of freedom, Bolt's come back to the place he knows best.
Just walk to the right.
I had a mild heart attack here. No, I believe you guys. Fine. It's great.
Look, he's in there. You see him moving?
No.
Oh, just look over there.
I'm too excited. I can't focus.
No.
Sebastian just said, close it. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I got a heart attack, but great. Fantastic. Okay.
Stupid cat. Also, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no.
Bolt.
Mandy and Alma head to the clinic to update Amanda.
So, we need to discuss Bolt and his situation.
Okay.
So we put up some camera traps, and in the beginning we saw him.
He's inside the enclosure?
He's inside the enclosure.
Where is he?
He's inside the enclosure. He's just kicking around, man.
He's just inside, so we closed the door.
We're sitting there talking about camera traps.
Yeah, we're like assessing the situation.
And Seb over here was like, shut the door.
Shut the door right now.
And we're like, what's happening?
So he's just
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
I know. Just leave him be for a second.
Did you turn the fence back on?
Yes, I did.
I'm glad that we've caught Bolt because this is the chance for him to go and live in a national park. Living in town is not the future that we wanted for Bolt, and so now we can go and have a better future.
That was a good one.
Early the next morning, the team attempts to capture Bolt for the 3rd time, so he can join Savannah in Lilongwe.
It's really dark in there.
This time, Bolt is resting in his hide.
It's not my favorite thing to do in the dark, but I felt like it was a good job.
The anesthetic quickly takes effect.
Gosh, he looks nice.
Scissors.
Let's flip him over this way so that we can get ID shots.
Every serval has an individual spot pattern, and taking photos will help them to identify him once he's released.
No. Can you look at this?
What? Oh my gosh, look at that.
Can we get that light in there?
But while he's been on the loose,
Oh, holy.
it seems Bolt has injured himself.
Sophie, look at this. Come here, my friend.
We're looking at his eye. Unfortunately, it looks like his actual, the globe of his eye has ruptured, and the content of the liquid on the inside of the eye has come out. So that's not going to be a viable eye.
He's not going to be able to see out of that again.
No. And then...
How do you do that?
Something goes in, or like a penetrating injury. Like he's come into contact with someone who's just swiped him, or he's run into something, or landed on something. It could be any number of things. We can't let him go now.
No.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's 100% because he needs to be able to see.
Servals, like other cats, are visual hunters. So now it's unlikely Bolt will be able to survive in the wild.
Okay.
After all their hard work, it's a huge blow to the team. The priority now is preventing any infection, so the eye must be removed.
Obviously, this is very unexpected, but these things happen, and there's no point of me getting extremely frustrated. It happened, and we need to move on. So we'll take the eye out, and we'll put him back in his enclosure, and we'll take it from there.
What was a routine health check has now turned into major surgery. Sophie takes the lead,
Ready to go?
while Amanda monitors the anaesthesia.
Could you guys just lower the table a little bit? You all right if I cut?
Yeah.
I'm just cutting the attachments. I'm really sorry, this is not pretty. My surgery's a lot prettier at home. I have a light that's coming over my shoulder from someone.
Oh, can you give me it?
That's it, there we go. That's the ligaments.
Here you go.
In Malawi, it's a little bit more challenging being a vet. The temperatures and the facilities, the equipment available, the fact that power's not very reliable, the water's not very reliable, but generally you can get the job done.
Okay, it's coming away now. You need to be really careful
It's a bit
not to
blinky.
put too much pressure
More than he was before.
on the optic nerve because you'll get consensual blindness in the other eye. Okay, this is going to be gross now. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm done.
The surgery has gone to plan, but that's about all that has.
For Bolt, it's now a completely different story. He lost one of his eyes, so I don't know if he can be released. He's going to stay here for sure for a while.
Ready? Everyone ready? Don't let the slide drop. Okay, you saw him wobbling there? Ooh, he's still a bit drowsy.
Back in his enclosure, with the anaesthetic wearing off, Bolt's getting used to a one-eyed view of the world.
So he's walking in a zigzag to see where the fence is, I would almost say, because he keeps on turning his head that way to actually see with his right eye.
It's sad to see him like this. It's hard. I mean, he's obviously in a lot of pain. He had a massive surgery. His eye was removed. It's super tough. It's really, really tough. And it's hard to see an animal like that.
It looks like Bolt will be staying here for the foreseeable future. After the drama with Bolt, Alma wants to get back to orphan care to see how Brady and foster mum Target are getting on.
Target knows exactly what her job is, and she loves doing it too. I've been working with her for almost 5 years now, and she knows exactly what I expect from her. She takes it really slow, and we help her a bit, of course, but otherwise, she's doing all the work.
Alma has put Brady and Target in a smaller enclosure to encourage more physical contact between them.
You can see that Brady is starting to do that. And yesterday as well, Brady actually jumped a couple of times on Target. And Brady is starting to be like, ah, she's getting really intrigued by this whole process.
The next day, something finally clicks.
So basically, they have solved their problem. Brady was lost. Target realized this, and it's quite interesting to see that she let it happen for a while, and then she stepped in, and Target is now approaching Brady, and she's scooping her in. Now Brady is back with Mommy.
Success at last. Though Brady's still got a bit to learn about the best way to cling on.
I wasn't sure Brady was actually going to make it when she arrived. So seeing her now and seeing a lively, happy monkey jumping around, exploring the world, trying to develop her balance and exploring Target is amazing. So it's so nice to see an animal coming in from a pretty bad state and then seeing them develop. And now she has a bright future ahead of her.
Now that Brady is safely in Target's arms, they'll stay together for at least 9 months. After that, Brady will move in with one of the vervet monkey troops at the centre and eventually be released back into the wild. It's another success story for Alma and the animal care team at Lilongwe Wildlife Centre. The release plan for the 2 serval cats hasn't quite gone as hoped, but for one of them at least, the big day has finally arrived.
We are in Lilongwe National Park and we're on our way to the carnivore boma, and we're going to release Savannah. He's been in the boma for almost 4 weeks and it's time for him to go free.
After 3 years of care, the team at the centre has prepared Savannah for his release as well as they can.
If we were worried about everything going perfectly, then we'd never do this. We'd keep everything safe in captivity. But you've got to give them a chance to be wild, because that's what it's all about. And yeah, they might not make it, but they've got to have the chance. Okay, camera chat, check. Keys, check. Dead chicken, check. Gross. All right. It's supper time. So what I'd like him to do is to have some tasty morsels, not too big.
Amanda's plan is to lure Savannah out of his enclosure.
One right here. Something with feathers here. So I'm trying to take and chew the tree because I want him to have to work a little bit for it. All right, chicken friend. Thank you for your service.
Amanda doesn't want to stress Savannah out by hanging around, so she sets camera traps to capture the moment of freedom.
Every time we set something free, it is a little bit nerve-wracking, and I'm sure I'll wake up and wonder what he's doing in the middle of the night, but it's his chance to explore for the first time, and that's very cool. Gates open, we're in position. He's got a nice path to freedom. Hope everything goes well.
As she's leaving, Savannah surprises her.
He's out. That is so cool. He came right out. That was completely unexpected, completely. That is so great. I was thinking he was going to wait for things to settle down just a little bit and then come out, but as soon as freedom presented itself, he was there and he's ready to go. That is so cool. I think that tells us more about this serval and how curious he is and how ready he was to go and explore something new. And I think that's great because that's going to help him adjust to his new environment. Ooh, I better shut the gate.
One more animal back in the wild, where it belongs.
Gosh, it would be really nice if in 3 months we can check up on him and he's healthy and eating and is afraid of who he needs to be afraid of and catching food, and he's got a lady serval friend, something like that. That would be ideal, and we'd love that.
Hey Love Nature fans, be sure to like and subscribe to catch all our wild animal stories. Get closer to nature right here on YouTube.